splash of actually activated. Once it was looking good and the texture I wanted it to be like, I decided to then split it into two because I want both sides to be different colors. Now, I actually really do want these to be very bright and strong colors because with what I'm trying to recreate, it just needs to be this way. I added a little splash of cherry fragrance and then just began to mix everything together. This honestly smelled so mouth-wateringly good, and everything actually mixed together so quickly. It was the perfect activated but slightly sticky texture I was trying to get. So now the red was done, I needed to move on to the blue. Of course, this one also has to be super bright, and I scented it like blue raspberry, which again smelled insanely good. And just like the red side, this came together super quickly too. I feel like if you know what this is or you've had one of these before, you probably know what I'm making, and you've probably figured out why I need the texture to be activated but kind of sticky. And that's because I'm using slushy beads. If you don't know what these are, they're just kind of like recycled plastic pellets that give the slime a really fun crunchy texture. But for these to work, the slime needs to be activated but also sticky for them to like stay in. I started off by dropping the red part of the slime in and then just gently mixing the beads in. I'm not going to add all of it in. I don't think I made the sides than a slushy, and I kind of want to recreate it with jelly slime to make something more realistic, but for now I'm happy with this. I've been obsessed with these pearls lately, so I poured some on the top of the slime along with a little cherry charm and a blueberry charm. I didn't have any blue raspberry charm, so I feel like this was the closest thing to it, and this is the finished slime. When I first started, it's satisfying to play with. Not only is it insanely crunchy, but it also feels weirdly soft in your hands because the beads that are used in it are super light and all have rounded edges. I also want to take a moment just to appreciate the color of this, and I have to say I think this was a pretty successful slime makeover. Okay, so now we have the third and final part of this slime, so I just took it out the container and placed it in the bowl. The first thing I'm going to add is instant snow. I'm not making a cloud slime, a jelly slime, or an icy slime, but you'll see why I kind of need this just to give it the texture I want. I added some orange dye. This again isn't going to be the end result, and I feel like this slime is definitely one of those trust the process moments, because how it looks now is not at all what it's going to look like once it's done. Now the snow was not mixing in at all, so I decided to add some glue to it, and weirdly enough when I did this, it came together almost immediately, which was absolutely perfect, so then I could move on to the next step, because this texture is not what I want the slime to be like. I added in some Daiso clay, some other soft clay, and then this dark brown packet of clay. This dark brown packet of clay is absolutely vital, because it's the perfect color to blend with the bright orange part of the slime, and kind of give it this really gorgeous light brown, kind of tan color, that makes the slime now
the most comfortable call you can make. Just call American.
Today, I'm opening up my subscribers' slimes and seeing if I can try and fix them. Let's get started. Okay, so the first package we had here, I actually wasn't sure what it was when it arrived because it was so thin, I thought there was no way there could be a slime inside of here. But there was, and it was just put in a Ziploc bag. It looked like it was kind of a cotton candy inspired slime. One side was blue and the other side was kind of a browny maroon color. And I was honestly really impressed that the colors didn't mix during shipping. I could actually tell from just squeezing the outside of the bag that the slime wasn't entirely melted, and it was actually kind of quite thick, which is probably why the colours didn't mix in shipping. As I took it out of the bag, the first thing that I wanted to do was just get the gummy bear charm out of it, and then split the two colours in half so we could see what we were working with. The texture of it was kind of weird because some bits were a little bit soft and others were rock hard, so I knew that I needed to add some glue to it to soften it up and also just make the slime a little bit bigger. So while I'm mixing that together, I want to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, Dragon City. Dragon City is a free-to-play game where you can create your own empire by collecting, hatching, and evolving over 1,000 different types of dragons. Yeah. Over 1,000, including some inspired by your favorite YouTubers. Construct your dream city with the cutest magical habitats, buildings, and even decorations to truly make it your very own. There's even a PvP mode where you can battle against other dragon masters to prove your dragon's strength and dominate that leaderboard. And I'm just putting it out there, my dragon's gonna win. You can unleash your powerful dragon skills and strategies to conquer challenging quests and events like Wizard's Hollow. There's a whole community of Dragon City players where you can trade your dragons and collaborate together to unlock exclusive rewards. You can download Dragon City by clicking the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen and get a special bundle with 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and the super rare Deus Pet Dragon to get you started on your Dragon City journey. It's a limited time offer, so don't miss out and download Dragon City today. Okay, back to the slime. While I was mixing that, unfortunately that glue just wasn't enough to change the texture, and the slime was still pretty tough. I ended up adding some more glue in hopes to soften it, along with a little bit more blue dye, just so it didn't lose the color. And honestly, after a little bit more mixing, this seemed to do the job, and the slime was pretty thick, but also pretty stretchy too. It was definitely more of a putty texture, but I was okay with that, and I actually liked the feel of it. I repeated the exact same process.
What? What are you laughing at, bro? What the? Vanessa, back me up here. Back me up here. Wow. Wow. Back me up here, bro. Zeus. Why are you laughing like that, bro? Stop. Get her, Zeus, get her. Ah! What the heck? You okay, bro? Alright, she's good.
I'm doing butterfly.
What?
I'm doing the butterfly pose. What you want to do?